Okay, hello. Hanging out all right so far? So, up to this point, we've been looking at how people make simple decisions, mostly between two different options. So, choosing one product versus another, buying or not buying, donate your organs versus not donating. And for the most part, these are decisions where there's little risk. And by risk, I just mean basically probabilities. So, the consequences of these choices so far have been pretty certain, and they take place now as opposed to in the future. But alas, life isn't always so simple. Sometimes we have to choose among a large number of options, make decisions where some of the options are risky and where we don't know the outcome for sure, or decisions that take place over time. So classical economics has models for how people should think rationally about all these different kinds of choices, but in the next videos we're going to see that people often deviate from those models. So classical econ says that when we're choosing between many options, we should think about how important each attribute of each of those options is to us, assess every option on every attribute, and evaluate that option's quality by combining this information about all the attributes. So that's really complicated. So that's called a compensatory rule because good values on one of these attributes can make up for bad values on another. But in behavioral approaches to choice, we're going to see that people often follow non-compensatory decision rules that basically just prioritize one or two of those attributes and ignore all the less important ones. So that helps us to simplify our decisions, but sometimes we make decisions that actually don't make that much sense. Classical economics says that when we're choosing between risky options, we weigh the options according to their expected utility. So again, a little complicated. We consider how good each possible outcome is, and we weigh it according to how likely the outcome is. We add these expected utilities up for all the different options, and we choose the option that does the best on them. But a behavioral model called prospect theory incorporates the ideas of reference points and loss aversion, which we've already learned about, and it puts it all into one model and says, actually, because of all this stuff, people can often deviate quite greatly from economic rationality when they're making risky choices. And then finally, classical economics says we're reasonably patient. We prefer things now over things in the future, but that's really just because we can invest resources now to produce greater gains in the future. In behavioral economics, we're going to see that people have major self-control problems and often have trouble delaying gratification by choosing what's going to benefit them in the future. So we'll see that this is especially, and actually kind of hilariously true, for children, but that even adults can benefit from adapting some simple strategies to help them to pay more attention to their future self and less attention to their present self.